Alright, we back to recording on a daily basis. You hear some loud squishy noise, that is the I'm headed to the Jimmy Gym. About to pump me some weighty weights. Man, people out here saying we need more leaders, and I'm like, we got enough leaders. So a leader is somebody you learn to follow or not follow. That's a leader. We need more direction. That's all. But we live in a day and a time which to me is no different than any other time. It's just we're more accessible to the information we get. People have been like this as far as back we can go back. That's why when people say if you don't know your past, you're not really prepared or know your future. So that's how I feel. So I think that's super critical to think about. We need to quit focusing on finding leaders and just finding more direction. Because if you don't know what direction to go in, how you gonna be led by somebody? You're looking to somebody for answers. When in reality, you should know the answers and you should need help getting to the answers. And that's more from somebody's example. Somebody's doing it, Somebody is doing it and you're like, ooh, they're doing it, I want to do it with them. Instead of, hey, what are you doing? I want to do it, The other thing we get caught up into sometimes is just trying to, I'm not going to say fitting in or stand out, just finding your own answers, Because I think we're at a point in time where people are either right or wrong. And that's not the way to look at it. You're supposed to okay, people are naturally right or wrong, but they're right or wrong from their perspective. So we have to have better conversations on understanding. If I disagree with somebody and I'm not willing to listen, how are they going to agree with me? That's why I always say treat others the way you want to be treated, because the way you act is how people want to act towards you. At all times, And I'm not saying there comes a time where enough is enough, but still, even when enough is enough, the way you communicate with somebody is the way you want to be communicated. And we just gotta make more of a conscious effort at doing these things instead of having this defeated attitude. And this is not a race thing. This is definitely in general in all things, because race is something we use to mask our overall feelings toward subjects. Race is the quickest thing to say about a person, because I remember when I'm doing interviews and stuff, I remember when I was younger, in my early 20s, somebody would be like, describe yourself. I'll start off saying, my name is Mike, I'm African American, I'm in the military. Now, when I describe myself, I don't even bring up my category or race, because to me, that's irrelevant to someone getting to know you, Just because you're a particular race doesn't mean you know about it, and just because you're a particular race doesn't mean you care about race, We don't get to choose what race we want to be. So a lot of times spending energy on race doesn't make any sense, That's a wasted energy, and no one likes to feel, or no one wants to be in this category of they're wasting feelings or wasting emotions or just wasting anything. Nobody wants to waste anything. Even adults, we get mad at kids who waste food. We say lines like, it's kids around the world that don't have food. But it's also kids around the world that don't have somebody cooking. So it's really how you looking at it. And, like me, I'm a big leftovers person. I'm quicker to smash some leftovers than I am to cook something. And that's why I would say, I be fat boy a lot of times, because I'll not proportionally eat because I don't want to waste leftovers, I'll be like, man, this food ain't gonna be no good tomorrow. Let me eat all of it. Instead of just being, okay, Mark, you can freeze it, stuff like that. That's just one example. So I think it's super important for us to find more direction. And your direction can come from your external environments, but it's super important to focus on your internal. Who are you internally? And that's a lot of times where people mess up. People get caught up into this product of our environment. Yes, you're a product of your environment only because you let your environment become your internal. We don't have to have a mentality of what our environment is, because we don't get to choose our environment. We do get to choose ourselves. We do get to choose our beliefs. We get to choose our distribution of energy, because you only get X amount of energy, and how you use it. And if it's not used properly, guess what's going to happen? Not good. You're not going to have a positive outcome from misusing your energy. So that's why I feel like it's super critical to just start internally and just build from there, and don't always feel like you have to be led. You don't always have to be led. You should be your internal leader. You should be leading your internal. And then from there, if you're missing something, you're having gaps in something, you figure out what those gaps are, and then you could function better when you're in search of someone to quote-unquote lead you. You know what I'm saying? Because leading shouldn't be your entire, it shouldn't be a whole domain that you're getting led by. It should be parts of. I'll give you an example, financial advisors. Your financial advisor should not have 100% of your money. You know what I'm saying? Your financial advisor should have a percentage that you need advice from. If you need a financial advisor for 100% of your money, you got some really big things going on, some really big issues. And same thing with just, I would say, religion. If you gotta go to your pastor for your complete religion, you got some serious issues going on. Your pastor should be there to enhance you. Your pastor shouldn't be there to complete you. You shouldn't go to your pastor for your complete understanding of your religion. You should go to your pastor for, I'm missing this, I'm missing that. Can you assist me? Can you help guide me? Things like that. And even your education, you shouldn't be looking at, I'm in college, let me get an education. You should be more, now that I'm in college, how can I benefit from college when I get out of college? We can't always get tied into I'm here, I'm going to be here, I'm not going nowhere. That's not going to be healthy. That's not going to be beneficial. That's not going to be positive towards you in the long run. Because what's going to happen is you're going to rock with school until you graduate. And then once you graduate, you're going to be looking around like, who's going to teach me? And that same mentality. You got to go to school to figure out how you're going to learn when you get out of school. Because you're going to always need these skills that you're going to school and what you're paying for. So that's why I feel like, people should give their more energy on and effort. I'll give you another example, like with your car, If you're not a mechanic, you shouldn't be working on your car. But I would say this, you should learn about what your mechanic is doing and what you can do to prevent the need of a mechanic, right? Because I've known my mom be like this. Every time she got some major issues with her car, she want to trade it in. It's like, that's not healthy long term. You're teaching yourself to replace your problem. I got a problem, let me replace it. Instead of learning to work through the problem, So that's what our distribution of energy should be towards. It shouldn't be towards so much of I can't do something. We should put a little more effort into how can I do something. And that'll benefit you more in the long run with what you're trying to do. And it'll benefit you in the long run when you're helping or being helped. All right. Peace out, holla.